You might be confused about whether the preamble is just a poetic preface
or actually matters for your CLAT PG answers.
and which words like socialist or secular really change for governance.
By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about the origin, text, keywords, judicial position, and exam use of the preamble.
Think of the preamble as the Constitution's front page summary, a short map showing who gave power to the Constitution and what the state promises to achieve.
We will begin with where it came from,
Move to what it actually says, unpack the important words, review key cases,
and end with the one idea
most CLAT PG aspirants miss. Did you know the American Constitution was first to begin with a preamble, and India modeled its own opening line on a clear political promise drafted in the Objectives Resolution? The Objectives Resolution was moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and the preamble as we read it today was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949. The current preamble reads, "We, the people of India, solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic," and then lists justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity as goals. Note the three words added later: socialist, secular, and integrity, which were introduced by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Start with the first idea: we, the people of India. This tells you the Constitution derives its authority from the people themselves, not from a monarch or outside power. Sovereign means India conducts its internal and external affairs independently, like a ship whose captain answers to its citizens and no foreign admiral. Socialist here implies democratic socialism, a mixed economy where both public and private sectors work, and the state acts to reduce poverty and inequality. Secular means the state is neutral among religions. It does not adopt a state religion and treats all faiths equally under law. Democratic indicates that political power rests with the people, conducted through elected representatives or direct devices like referenda, while also implying social and economic democracy. Republic tells us the head of state is elected for a fixed term, not a hereditary monarch, and public office is open to all citizens. Next come the objectives: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, each with a precise meaning for policy and rights. Justice is split into social, economic, and political strands. Social justice removes social discrimination, economic justice reduces inequality, and political justice secures equal participation. Liberty in the preamble covers freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, essential for a plural society. Equality means equal status and opportunity for all citizens, and often justifies affirmative actions for disadvantaged groups in CLAT PG questions. Fraternity asks for brotherhood and national unity while preserving individual dignity. It underpins social cohesion and integrity of the nation. Now, the judicial storyline. The preamble's legal status evolved through landmark cases that you should cite in an answer. In the Berubari case of 1960, the Supreme Court initially said the preamble was not part of the Constitution and could not override express provisions. Then in Keshwanand Bharti, 1973, a larger bench held the preamble is part of the Constitution and articulated the doctrine of the basic structure limiting Parliament's amendment power. Later judgments like the LIC of India case in 1995 confirmed the preamble is integral and can guide interpretation, though it is not a separate source of enforceable legislative powers. A key legal point for exams: the preamble can be amended under Article 368, but any amendment must not destroy the Constitution's basic structure as defined by the courts. Practically, for CLAT PG answers, use the preamble to frame your introduction, quote short lines where relevant, and cite Keshavananda when discussing amendability or limits on Parliament. When asked about words added by amendment, remember the 42nd Amendment introduced socialist, secular, and the word integrity alongside unity to strengthen the national ideal. A quick visual. Imagine the preamble as the Constitution's DNA, small in length but defining the organism's key traits and behavioral code. Another useful analogy is to see the preamble as a compass. It does not make the law directly, but it points judges and lawmakers toward the Constitution's core values. Common CLAT PG trap. Students quote the preamble but fail to link it to cases like Keshwananda or to Article 368. Avoid that by pairing text with jurisprudence in your answer. To recap, the preamble declares the people's sovereignty, defines India as sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republican, and promises justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is not just decorative. Courts treat it as integral, and it shapes constitutional interpretation and limits on amendment. You should remember the three important judicial stages: Berubari, Keshwananda, and LIC. These will fetch you neat marks in a GS answer. Keep a short line ready on the 42nd amendment, inserting socialist, secular, and integrity, and link it to directive principles for context. You're now equipped to write a clear, compact answer on the preamble that combines text, meaning, and case law with confidence. If you want model answers, diagrams, and quick revision notes on this topic, continue learning with EduRev and practice writing one paragraph answers under time.